Welcome to a special episode of Paranormal XL Podcast. I'm your host, Gigi, and with us today we have a special co-host, Jody. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Jody is from the PXL Investigations crew. Thought it would be fun to have her on for an episode and tell us all about her amazing boards that she makes. And she's also going to tell us where you can order them from as well. We'll get into that later. She does amazing work and she personalizes these. They're beautiful, beautiful boards, and I can't wait to see what else in the future that she decides to add into her collection of making things. She's very talented on many levels, so this is going to be an exciting episode for sure. So with that being said, we're going to kind of get into the different types of the boards, crystal grids, the pendulum board type talks, and then
We just
crystals as well, and we will see where the day takes us with all that. So, yay!
looking forward to it.
Let's talk boards and crystals.
All right. What would you like to know first? There's a lot to them.
There is.
I am not all-inclusive here. I'm still learning as I go. I started, probably 4 or 5 years ago, collecting all different kinds of crystals, learning about them, and I'm still learning about them because there's just a ton of them. So I've probably got around $3,000 just in crystals, personal crystals.
She loves rocks.
Yep, I do love my rocks. Some people call them crystals, some people call them rocks, stones.
I do just for fun.
They're my crystals. Each different crystal has their own energy signature. They are used for different things. Now, there are what they call crystal grid patterns that you set the crystals up in. A lot of people will use the same crystals in different areas on their boards or in their patterns. Myself, I am not so typical as to have to use the same ones. I use whatever crystal, quote unquote, screams at me.
That's what I was just going to ask. Do you personally use the same crystals each time?
No.
And, okay, other people that you know that use the boards, is that how they do it? The same ones every time in the same positions, or?
Well, I really haven't spoke to too many people that have used the boards. I just got into making them about a year ago, and people absolutely love them. I got into this. Mama Mary gave me a reading. Kristen Roberts and Rebecca Schmuck, the Motor City medium. All three of those people gave me readings at different times, and they all told me that I need to open up my creativity side. And I just kind of laughed. I'm like, me? Creative? Okay. All right. I'm going to have to do some research on that one. Well, Mama Mary, she had asked me, well, don't you do anything fun? Is there anything that you like to do? I said, well, I like to do photography, but that's just like my hobby.
Right.
I love photography. And now my youngest daughter opened her own business about a week ago.
That's great.
So I got looking at things and I thought, it would be really nice to have a personalized grid board, crystal grid board. You pick the pattern in the center. The more detailed they are, the more they cost. You pick out the specialized designs on the outside, how much detail you want. They're all signed, dated, numbered. My favorite board so far was my number 13 board. It was finished on December 13.
Nice.
And it's what I called my Zodiac grid. And it's beautiful. And the lady that happened to buy it, she was a twin born on the 13th. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, these boards are just phenomenal. And if you are listening to this after the release of the actual podcast, I will release the video, parts of the video that we are recording right now, so you can actually see what we're talking about. And I will also put pictures of the boards that she brought today. We'll take some of how her crystals scream to her and how she laid them out on her boards type of thing. So that way you guys can get a visual too. But these boards are absolutely beautiful, but that's not where she's stopping. She's got that under wraps. She's figured that out, done amazing work with it, and she's going to be adding other types of boards in, which is just awesome. I'm so excited to see where you go with all this.
Yeah, I actually plan to expand a little more on the grid boards themselves. Right now, I do mostly wood burning, so they're all hand burned. I can also engrave them, and I'm going to get like an epoxy and fill in the engraved spots, and then stain them, lacquer them, whoever, just depends on who's buying them, what they want, what stain they want, if they want it stained. There's a lot of variables to them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it'll all be listed when I get a website set up, which I'm actually working on currently.
I know, everything's kind of new as far as you opening your new business, so I'm super, super excited, especially to have you on right now when all that's kind of new to you.
Hopefully it explodes.
As far as that, yeah, it will. These are phenomenal. With the shows that we got coming up, our event in October, I can't wait to see how these do.
Yeah, there'll be a bunch of them there in the show in October. I also have a show March 7th in Kalamazoo. I apologize, I don't have the address for that, but it is in Kalamazoo. It's with Kathy Sherman. And some of the names of the boards I have, like I've already mentioned, the Zodiac board, which had all the zodiacs around a center grid pattern. I've got the mythical creatures one. I've got the elements. What is it? There's
the
Celtic.
Moons, but that was
I've got the moon phases. Yep, Sarah's kind of claimed my moon phase.
I'm trying to claim all of them, actually. She's going to have to put me on a credit line.
But eventually, I'm going to expand to the readers that are card readers, and I'm going to set up some boards that have card layouts. So when you're going and reading, you can, most readers know their layouts that they want to use. But some people might want to have something that's more customized. So, if you get somebody coming in for a reading, they can they can see on your board that it's labeled what each card, why they're placed where they're at, and for what reason, what information the reader is getting from that. To try and help them understand where we're getting that information from.
Well, yeah, for sure. And then it's also something personalized for the reader themselves.
Exactly.
And then using the wood from research and some of the other topics that Mama Mary and I have talked about, wood holds that energy, and that's why people use the wood. So to have that versus just a tablecloth that you generally see when you get a card reading, I think a wood plaque, lack of wood. Whoa, I do not have a lack of wood in my life.
Nice.
Zing. Nailed it.
Yeah, they absorb the energy of the person creating them and using them.
Having that during a reading would just, I think that would add even more to a session that you have with somebody. Yeah. It'd be great.
More specialized. Well,
yeah.
Being psychic is specialized in itself, but that's a whole other podcast.
That it is. Podcast all in itself.
There you go.
For sure. Okay, so for our visual listeners, that's funny. So she's got her board set up in front of her. I gotta move something so I can see. Now okay, so what do you call this?
The board itself or the pattern?
The pattern in the middle. Your main.
To me, I'm calling that the grid pattern.
Okay, so what would you refer to this center thing?
That actually, yours the one that you want right here. The pattern itself is called a Sri Lanka, I believe it is.
Okay.
This, I cannot think of all the names. There's too many of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hers, I just looked up the other day. So.
But I mean, like in general, okay, you got this.
It's like a guide for you to place your crystals on.
Right. Now, your center one, because you have a center crystal that you place in the center of your board.
To me, I call that the amplifier.
Okay.
I mean, they all amplify.
Mm-hmm.
But the correct term, or the term that I have researched, is called a focus stone.
Okay.
Some grid patterns, crystal patterns, I shouldn't say grids, because the grids are the actual pattern on the board. The crystal grid pattern is the pattern that you set your crystals in on the board. Okay. The one in the center is the one I feel amplifies everything. It pulls everything together and amplifies what you're manifesting, because these are called custom crystal manifestation grids. And they're custom because they're personalized to you. Now, a lot of people will pull in like the same crystals. A lot of them will use quartz, clear quartz, because it's a very powerful stone. It amplifies a lot. And they'll lay them in the same pattern all the way around the board.
I've seen that.
Which I could even do here.
Okay.
Because that will amplify the stones that I have on there and also what I am trying to manifest. And at this point, when I was putting this design together, not so much the board, but the way the crystals are laid out was for a successful show. So
far it is.
That's what,
I think.
Yeah, that's what the spirits are screaming at me to put on the board. So that's what I do. I've got the amethyst, I've got black kyanite, I've got shungite, snakeskin agate, rose quartz, tiger's eye, which I believe that's a red tiger eye, and then the quartz, and then obsidian, black obsidian. And this I just lay across there. That's my selenite wand. It helps with cleansing. It doesn't absorb all kinds of negativity. I mean, it does, but it cleanses itself.
That crystal itself, I think if you can't get any other crystal, get that one.
The selenite?
Yeah. Just because it's kind of a everything type of I don't know.
It is.
To me, it is. It's like, okay, it does a little bit of everything for you.
Yep.
For sure. Okay, let's back up this gravy train here real quick. Okay, what do we use grid boards for?
They can be used for a number of things. I call them the manifestation grid boards, because when I set my crystals on here in a specific pattern, I'm manifesting something.
Okay, so you
help.
Essentially, it's a tool to help
money,
you manifest. Okay.
You know, people use them for different things. And like I said, this one, when I was setting it up, I was focused on a successful show. Me not completely losing it.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
So that's what was focused here. And like I said, I'm one that I follow what the spirit and the crystals recommend, I guess, for lack of a better word, me to do. Okay.
As you all know, or know now, Jody is a very spiritual person. They're probably like, what? But
very much so.
She is. I just love all your rocks. I love all her rocks and her boards. Yes, she does. Like I said, just a phenomenal job. Now, you said you started like a year ago.
With the boards, right? Yes. Yep. Yes.
And the readings that you got guided you toward that to
open up my creativity side. Yep, creative side. And it took me, probably 3-4 months to figure out what my creative side was, other than photography.
Right. That was what I was going to ask. Okay, how'd you jump to photography to this?
I still do photography.
Oh, well, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
That's my hobby. Landscaping is my favorite.
Okay.
Love landscape, sunset, sunrise, different weather patterns, clouds. Yeah. I'm an outdoorsy type person. I have done weddings. I've done senior pictures. I'll take pictures of whatever. It's just my hobby.
Yeah. Pictures are fun.
Yeah, I go for walks and take pictures and
to capture some of the. I don't know. I've always been a fan of photography too. Not that I've ever really, really gotten into it, but to go to like the museums and stuff and see or the art shows. So we're gonna take a quick break right now, and then when we get back, we're going to talk a little more about
some of the books that I use for understanding crystals and one of the crystal grid patterns books that I have.
Okay.
And brought with me.
Sounds great. It's all about research if you want to learn about this stuff. All of the listeners know I am a firm believer on research on anything. Yep. If you want to learn about anything, clearly listen to the podcast, especially this one, to learn things, but also do your own research as well.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, we will be right back.
Hey, Mom, can we go get energy work done?
No.
Can we go to a psychic reading?
No.
Mom, can we get Reiki done?
For what? No.
Can we go get crystal therapy?
That sounds delightful, but no.
Can we go get chakra work done?
No.
Mom, come on. Can we go get chakra yoga?
Okay, fine.
Can we get guided meditation?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Because I know just the person to contact to get all those things. Mary from Spiritual Voices. You can contact her at millergirls@hotmail.com or spiritualvoices.godaddysite.com or 269-804-8027. And we're back. That was a fun break, right?
That was absolutely fun. Lots of laughs, lots of
Always.
wine.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
can't complain about the wine.
No, we even changed it up a little bit. Got the fancier cheap wine, not in the box wine.
Oh.
But we're enjoying it.
Yep, very much.
And we had breakfast, so we're good. We're fine. We're good.
It's all good.
It's whatever.
It's all good.
In the hood. So... Oh, she's got the giggles.
Sorry.
I'm leaving this in here. You
right.
go ahead.
Here we go. There you go.
And we're back again.
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. So, okay, let's say somebody is kind of looking into the whole crystal grid thing. And they're like, I wonder if I can find some literature on this. What books would you advise people? What books have worked good for you as far as your research in it and looking into it type of thing? To give you, what books
do I use?
Well, yeah, that work for you. Because I know that you're super into wanting to know everything that these crystals do, what they're meant to do, how they're supposed to help people, and stuff like that. And I know you're trying as hard as you can to take in all this knowledge so you can share this knowledge with people, because that's why you do what you do. Where did you learn... Not where did you learn that stuff, but...
What books did I use to learn what I know now?
Yeah.
Well, the books that I use are the Crystal Bibles. As far as I know, there's 3 of them. I have 2 of the 3. Okay, there's your book. Just Crystal Bibles.
Crystal Bibles.
And then I was also shopping one day, and I like books to look at sometimes. And I found this book called Crystal Grids. It's by Henry Mason and Brittany Petrovsky. And the Crystal Grid book kind of walks through, and they like to use similar crystals in the pattern. They use like 2 or 3 different crystals in the patterns, depending on how big the patterns are, what you're manifesting. So that's how they work.
Okay.
I'm called, like I was saying earlier, to put whatever crystal, quote unquote, screams at me.
Right.
And they do. Trust me. They want it on there. They will tell you. At least me. The Crystal Grid, or the Crystal Bibles, have a ton of information. One of the stones I have on this particular grid is amethyst. I have a ton of amethyst.
One
I
of my
love
faves.
amethyst. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's usually, like here it gives you the color, which is purple to lavender. Appearance is transparent. Pointed crystals, maybe geodes, clusters, or single point. It's got all kinds of different sizes depending on what you want. The rarity is one of the most common crystals that you'll get. The source, or where it originates at, is the United States, Britain, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Russia, Sri Lanka, Uruguay, East Africa, Siberia, and India. It also goes through and it gives you some of the healing qualities of the amethyst, where to position it when you're wearing it. And just for instance here, it says to wear it for prolonged periods, especially on your wrist or throat, or place as appropriate. If treating babies or children, it's beneficial for the mother to wear the stone first. Now, what that does, by her wearing it first, it absorbs her energies, her positivity. But another thing you need to know when you're dealing with crystals, if you're putting out negative, it's going to absorb negative, and you're going to get negative.
We don't like negative here.
No. It's like that saying goes, you get what you put out.
Yep.
So the more positivity you're throwing out there, the better, especially when it comes, in the psychic, spiritual world. With crystals, you want them to absorb positivity. You want to cleanse them and charge them. The best time I've found to do that is with like the full moons.
Oh, yeah.
Full moons throw out some massive energy.
Sean and Ethan look at Destiny and I like, we're crazy. Like, these are her crystals in here. And then I have a bunch of my own, and we put them out, and they're like, what are you doing? We're like, don't worry about it. You girls are crazy. We're like, no, we're cleansing our crystals. This is something that you're supposed to do.
Yep. And there are some, some people like to bury them in dirt, but there are some crystals that you can't put in the dirt. There's some crystals like selenite. Do not get selenite wet. It will disintegrate.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Don't get it wet.
Don't get it wet after midnight.
Don't get it wet at all.
A bunch of little evil gizmos. Sorry.
No. it disintegrates. Yeah, so anyway, some more stuff that these books tell you. This book in particular, Crystal Bible, gives you the attributes, the healing qualities, positions on where to wear it, specific colors, different shapes, different types, polished, raw. It's just a plethora of information. It also gives you different crystal shapes and what you might be able to use them for, how they will affect your grids. Like on my grid here, you can see I have points. I have, let's see, where'd it go? Right here. A double terminated, which means it's pointed on each end. I have pyramids. I have spheres.
She's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to lie.
This
but
is
it's beautiful.
Double terminated.
Absolutely
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, I tend to resonate with the spheres and the pyramids especially. I've got just some other crystals of mine that I really like. This is a black smoky.
Oh, that thing is so pretty.
Yeah. This one is what they call an anhydro.
This one's awesome.
Yeah. If you look at it through the light, and I won't be able to show you on here, but if you look at it in the light, you can see that it has water trapped in it. That's like, oh shoot, I don't even know how old it is, but thousands of years old. I also have black amethyst,
which is also beautiful.
Yep. Then I have the regular amethyst that I showed you. This is my favorite stone that I have. This is a smoky quartz, but if you look in the light in this, you can see just all kinds. It's like a whole nother world in this.
Oh, for sure.
In this stone. And if you hold it in your hand, if you're sensitive to the energies of crystals, if you hold it in your hand, when I picked this stone up, my whole body tingled. So it's like, okay, this stone's going home with me. And I was actually looking for that stone. So this stone got put back, and that one I bought that day. And then I went back for the other one because if something calls to me, I go get it.
Yes. No, I love your little stand here for your crystal ball.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, that's just so if it's on a grid, and it's a display too.
Yeah.
But if I set it on a grid, it's going to stay in place.
Okay.
Because, spheres, they just tend to go where they want to be.
Yes. Yes.
That
spheres.
happens when they're around.
I refer to the spheres as crystal balls, but that also got into our scrying episode that we did. And you and I were actually just discussing that, which is awesome. It's so awesome.
I actually have a crystal. It's clear quartz crystal ball.
Beautiful one.
And it's huge. It's like
it
this
is.
big
You
around.
have that in your one extra room, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes, and it's beautiful.
Yep. And it's got amazing...
Yeah, she's got a whole room of rocks, and they're just all beautiful, beautiful rocks.
But yeah, I have, like I said, about $3,000 worth of crystals.
And you have no, she's not shitting you. Okay,
they're
listen,
all displayed.
I've been there; they're displayed. But she's got. I remember my first time over there. You're like, "Hey, Sarah, come check out my room," and you had like your one paintings in there, and then you're like, "Sarah, come check out my crystals." I'm like thinking, "Okay, I'm gonna look at some awesome rocks. They're gonna be sweet." No, she's got like this huge dresser, and she's like opening them up. She's got them all organized, what they are, what they do, and I'm like, "Holy hell!" Like, wow, it's like an encyclopedia of crystals. Too much wine.
There we go. Try again.
But it was just phenomenal and just beautiful of all these different crystals that she had. But what is also wonderful about that is your hunger for the knowledge for it. I don't know. That's what I get off from you. And I think that's awesome that you're trying and you're not trying. She's learning. She's and passing that knowledge on.
I can.
I think that's a wonderful thing to do. Witches or not, that's what we're here to do.
I'm a witch, I'm a witch.
Pass on that knowledge that we learn. And I just can't express it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, at my home I have this antique buffet, and the buffet itself has amazing energy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And I have my crystals all displayed out in a specific... They tell me where to put them. If they don't want to be somewhere, I move them. I also have them sitting in front of an open window, so no matter what, they're being cleansed and charged. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people don't believe that you should put a sphere, like a seeing sphere, a crystal ball, in a window in the sun. Some people say it'll start a fire because it magnifies, which it does.
Yay, science.
Yep. But mine is constantly right in the center of my buffet on display all the time, in the sun, in the moon. I don't care.
It's getting cleansed completely, recharged all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where it wants to be. So that's where it's at.
It wants to be powerful.
Yep.
Yeah, we know she sounds batshit crazy, but that's why we love her. It's exactly what we tell Mama Mary.
Trust me, I'm not batshit crazy. Not even close.
No, but that's why we love you.
Yeah. So people tell me. But yeah, and then some other shapes that are out there. I know we're jumping all over the place.
That's what we do.
We've got some it's called a record keeper. We've got cathedral quartz. We've got a manifestation, a generator clusters, which are awesome if you ever want to like really absorb some energy. I was in a store in Kalamazoo. Oh God, what is the name of that place?
Was that place that we went?
Yeah.
And they had like the amethyst huge,
yeah.
Huge. I was like, oh my God, I need to stick that in my pocket. I was like, oh my God.
But anyway, there's a store I go to all the time in Kalamazoo, and for the life of me, I can't think what the name of it is. I will eventually. But there's celestials, there's tabulars, there's layered, occlusions, squares, egg shape, amorphous, balls, phantoms, just all kinds of different shapes. And there's scepters, time link activators, diamond windows, self-healed, ancestral timelines, gateways, keys. I'm not going to read all of them for you, but they all have a different meaning to them, a different signature energy to them, reason for them. The different shapes are. So like I said, I'm still learning, so forgive me.
There's so much to learn. I don't think one person can get all that.
Go by the Crystal Bibles. They explain it all, and these are by Judy Hall.
I say really just from
shout out to Judy there.
Looking through them earlier before the show started and listening to you reading out of them, they give that basic information that you're looking for, that you will need to know if you want to start using these boards, or if you're just into crystals alone without using the boards, you know.
Yep.
I love crystals. I think they're beautiful. However, I am drawn to the raw crystals myself, like the ones like that. So my tourmaline out there is the raw one.
That's raw kyanite. It's a rougher feel to it. Most of mine,
they're just so
beautiful.
This is rough. Yep.
That's selenite.
I don't know. To me, it screams.
These are rough.
You got me saying scream.
Rough.
The more natural, you know.
It's a more natural feel to you.
Yeah, from where they came from and stuff, and that's where I picked up the energy from the rough crystals.
I pick it up from both, but for some, I have both, but I think most of my crystals are polished.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. That's just kind of.
Yeah.
That's me. My sister,
she likes shiny
complete
things.
opposite. Yeah, I do like shiny things.
I normally do.
Shiny things.
But when it comes to the crystals, for some reason, something about the rawness of them that just like, I'm like, yeah, need that one. Even though that one's shiny and it's beautiful. You get me anything else shiny, I'm like, ooh.
Right. Well, see, even my rings, I've got an amethyst. I've got, that's not ruby. That's garnet.
Yes.
There we go. See, I got to think about it. There's my moonstone. This is, I got too many stones. Oh, hold on a minute. It's moldavite. Moldavite, which is a very, very powerful stone. Actually, let me tell you a little bit about this one. Hold on. So moldavite is a rare form of tektite. It's used for good fortune, fertility, enhances the effect of other crystals. It opens and clears blockages that you might have. It aligns the chakras. It's also believed that it is here to assist with Earth's transition and healing. It's a stone for communication with the higher self, ascended masters, and cosmic messengers that you want to speak with. This will help you to reach them. Its energy needs to be grounded because it can make you feel really spacey and disconnected, and not everybody can wear moldavite. Typically, I've got at least 2 pieces of it on me. Today, I just have my ring. Well, other than this piece here. So I am what they call a moldavidian. I love moldavite. I love the energy of it. I love how it amps up my energy. It helps me to connect better and see better, because I also do, as you know, I'm on 2 different paranormal investigation teams. I'm on the paranormalxl Gigi, sorry, Gigi and Mama Mary, and then I'm on a paranormal team from Illinois called Parallel Paranormal, which, you know, I love them both. They're great. They don't fight over, you know, who's getting what evidence or whatever.
No,
We're all just out there to find the evidence, to learn more about what's out there. So
ultimately, to me, since you brought that up, I think all these smaller teams, us included, really we ultimately make just one humongous team.
I agree.
And that is because we can't cover the whole world. One team just can't cover the whole world. You know what I mean?
Be cool if we could.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Go.
You know, but right? But since doing the podcast and interviewing crews, and we came across some really awesome people. Also with that, we've came across some very negative crews. There's one here where I am based out of.
We won't talk about them.
Yeah. But I'm like, whoa, guy. Like,
chill.
Yeah, okay, you can have this territory. I'm not territorial at all. It's whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all just after some answers that we'll probably never get, but that's what keeps us going.
Yep, agreed.
You know, and that's where my passion comes from with the investigation part, at least. That's what keeps me going into it. Because if we got the answers, we're like, yep, and we can prove that by science, we can prove it by this, that, and the other thing.
Absolutely.
Well, then it's a closed book, and then what do we got? No more fun. No more trips. Because not only are we looking for that evidence, but man, do we have fun. We're making memories. I got a whole nother paranormal family that I can go to for, you know, different things and stuff. And the people that it has brought to me doing this, that alone is enough for me. I love that. I love that. People from all over, different thought processes, different beliefs, different, you know.
Knowledge, skills.
And it's great.
Yeah,
I'm a sponge for it. It's great.
Yep, you got the different level psychics, the different level scientific knowledge, different, you know, levels of equipment usage. It's just amazing. I mean, our team here, the paranormalxl, compared to the parallel paranormal in Illinois, they have definitely different skill levels, but they're both amazing teams. We go in for the same reason, for the knowledge, for the experience, to communicate, to possibly help spirit go where they need to be.
Go. Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you know, they're trapped here. They don't know.
Yeah, they're earthbound and they have no idea.
Yep, they have no idea how to get out of here.
They're not angry. Half the time, they're not even really angry. They're scared.
Right.
You know, what do we do in our meat suits, you know, when we're scared? We may get skittish. Why wouldn't a spirit get skittish? You know what I mean? Like, they're just scared. They're not necessarily always mean or negative. They're just scared.
Nope. A lot of them that I've encountered. I have encountered some pretty nasties.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, were they
pretty
nasty.
Nasties.
Like, just recently, I wasn't even investigating. I was just out with some friends, and I knew the place was haunted, and I knew there was a really nasty, negative spirit there. Yeah. Well, stupid me goes in, not even thinking about being protected.
She says, hey!
I was just out drinking with my friends. And, you know, when you're drinking, it brings your barrier down.
Yes.
You're not so protected. And I had no protective crystals on me. Well, I had a good night, to say the least. But the next 2 or 3 days, I'm a really, really happy type person, typically very, very positive about everything, because you know, you live one life.
YOLO.
Why would you want to be negative?
Yeah,
I don't get that, but that's me. Anyway, the next 2 or 3 days I feel really heavy and really negative and ornery and mean, like I want to chew everybody's head off. I'm like, oh my
something
God,
that's not you.
Yeah, totally not me. So I call this friend of mine, Kathy Sherman, and she's, you know, I've got a lot of amazing healers and psychic friends around me, but I went to Kathy and I'm like, Kathy, I need your help. She's like, boy, do you ever. So she helped, and she had told me that this negative entity had died, and with a broken heart. He hated women, and he was drawn to me because my energy shines pretty bright, from what I've been told. And he was attracted to that. So he didn't actually attach to me. He just attached to my energy.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a difference, and I can't explain that to you. I know what it is. I know the difference, but to explain it's a whole other ballgame.
Yep.
So Kathy healed him first because he wouldn't release, and then released him from me once he was healed. And since then, I have been back to my happy old self.
Good.
So, yeah.
He was kind of tagging along there on,
he was
on
tagging
your
along
energy.
heavily. He was tagging along heavily.
Gotcha.
Heavily. But, yeah, so that was quite the relief. So make sure you're protected even when you're not going investigating. Just protect yourself. And some
For
stones.
sure.
Not to cut you off. Sorry,
No,
Sarah.
go.
But some of the protective stones that I use are black tourmaline, obsidian,
Beautiful.
shungite, kyanite. You notice these are all black stones. Most
I
of
have
my
onyx on my neck. That's what I
onyx.
wear.
There's
Yep.
another one. Jet, the black quartz, the black smoky quartz, the black amethyst. Just to me, the black, I've been told and done research on it, that the black stones are very protective.
Yes.
Especially the kyanite.
Okay. I wear onyx. You want to know why I wear the onyx? It's because it's the one crystal I can pronounce correctly.
Jeez, girl. Woo. You better not try to pronounce all one of my collection.
Yeah, that one.
Kyanite?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so make sure you're protected when you're going places, especially if you're gifted in any way. Even if, well, it's better if you know that you are, but some people don't know and they get these
Block it
attachments to it. And so if you ever notice that you feel really just not yourself, like if you're like me, you're the happy-go-lucky type person, like to see everybody smiling, laughing, having a good time, and all of a sudden you're feeling mean and ornery and heavy and just blah, you might want to go get a cleansing because something's probably noticed that you are gifted and attached to you.
Oh, yeah.
So
I say our conversation that we had just before we got on here, one of our first investigations together as the crew, you gave me tourmaline. And I carried that in my car for a long time. And until because I didn't have the crystals I absolutely love. However, before I researched more, it was, oh, that one's pretty. I like that one. You know what I mean?
yeah, pretty don't cut it.
Yeah, exactly. And I've learned that. That's, through my journey of learning things, I got that, but I always kept that one in my car, and it meant a lot to me because you gave that to me because you wanted me protected. So the intentions that was set behind you giving me that crystal meant a lot. So I knew that was going to protect me. So I kept that in my car at all times. That way, when I'm out and about away from my home, that's when I feel unsafe. That's when I want it. So, but with that being said, since then I've gotten like my onyx and oh, shoot. What did I just buy a bunch of? Wasn't onyx.
I can't answer that question.
Oh, it was obsidian.
Obsidian.
Yep.
That says here.
Yep. I bought a few of those. Now, where I'm going with this story is...
We're redirect.
So my daughter had a friend that came over, and she was going through, I don't want to say completely dark times, but questionable times. And she felt unsafe-ish. But she had questions about like the spiritual world, why she was feeling heavy, stuff like that. And I said, I'm going to give you this. And I went out to the car and I said, a gal on my investigative crew gave me this. And I told her the intentions behind you giving it to me. And I said, I'm gifting it to you again. And I said, to me, that's more powerful than me going to a store and buying one, is when it's gifted to you in the right intentions. And I said, I want you to be protected. So whether you wear this because it was on a necklace, or you put it in your pocket, or just carry it with you however you see fit, I said, you will be protected. I said, but do your research, learn about it. I explained what I knew about it, as far as protecting against dark things, scary things you don't necessarily have an explanation for. And she teared up and stuff because I got a little emotional because I remember like when you gave it to me and you explained it to me. But knowing what I know now from that year ago, because it's been almost a year, as crazy as it, went fast.
It went real fast.
So I'm just like, wow, that meant, the world to me. That you thought that much of me, that you gave me that stone to protect me. And I wanted to do that for this young girl that had questions, whether she's a true unbeliever or not. To me, being a skeptic believer, I'm going to I am going to wear my crystals, not only because I like the way that they look, but because what they're supposed to do. Mainly, I'm going to wear protection stones because why not? Because even if I don't fully believe, but what if it is real? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I look stylish doing it. I'm just saying. Boom, boom.
Like me with my smoky moonstone. Or my gray moonstone.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's beautiful, actually. I was going to tell you that at breakfast.
Yeah, I wear that a lot. That's gray moonstone.
It's beautiful. But again, it's one of those things that if you're a skeptic believer like me, I wear it anyway. I find a way to put it in there because what if it is real? Because science can't tell me that it's not, but it can't tell me that it is. You know, paranormal is a very gray area.
Yes, it is. And
I have had those haters recently coming out, rah, 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 rah. You're batshit crazy. You know nothing. I said, well, you clearly didn't do your research and or
you clearly haven't experienced anything yet.
Right. Well, no, there was one that was like, I don't judge by my own experience. Why the fuck wouldn't you judge by your own experience? You are your best tool on anything.
There you go. Yep.
To prove anything, whether it's scientific or not, you are your best tool. So you're not believing your own eyes. To me, he's a sheeple. He's a straight up sheeple. He's a follower, not a leader in any shape, way, or form, which is fine. But don't attack me and my podcast when you clearly haven't listened, and we try to hit things from all angles. That's why I ask the weird questions where you're like, why would you call me batshit crazy? And I'm like, well, to people that don't fully believe in this stuff, that's how we come off.
True.
You know,
and there are a lot of people out there that see the psychic world and the spiritual world.
They're just not
and
ready.
People is like, you know what? Excuse my terminology, but what are they smoking?
Yeah, no.
Guess what? I don't smoke.
Word. You know, they're very close-minded. They can't get out of the box. And that's okay. Because we do need those people. What I took from those negative things that I received, I turned that into power for myself to push me to take this podcast further, to dig in deeper to paranormal topics, to, you know, I'm going to show these MFers what's up. You know, like,
right.
Okay, thank you. I'm turning your negative energy into a positive energy. And we're going to take a break with that being said. She's got to pee.
Thanks.
So we will be right back.
Mom, you got me the wrong skincare products. You know I only go through Mary Kay with Markel on Facebook and order through her.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that there was a difference.
Yes, there is a difference. When I order through Markel, I get great quality products and choices. You should go through her too, Mom.
Okay, let's go check out Mary Kay with Markel on the Facebook. Okay, and we're back from that really awesome break. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Whole glass of wine later.
See, that's how awesome it was.
Whole glass of wine later. Sorry, excuse me.
So awesome. So we talked about the crystal grid boards. I'm referring to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Custom crystal grid boards.
Yes. So there are other boards out there. One I wanted to hit on would be the pendulum boards. I think those are neat. I do want to have one in my collection, per se, to have. I have used one with Mama Mary. Now, what are your thoughts on those, and are you going to be making those?
I am definitely going to be making those and Ouijas. Now, I've kind of hesitated on the Ouija boards because they have a kind of a negative... Well, okay, they don't so much, but a lot of people look at them negatively. Mm-hmm. Let's put it that way. I'm actually designing my very first one, and if it turns out like I see it in my head, it's going to be amazing. Can't wait to do it. But the pendulum boards, I'm going to do a couple different types. I'm going to do like a full-size one, kind of like I do my crystal grid boards. Currently, my crystal grid boards are 12 by 12. I can do round ones. Those are going to cost a little more. Of course, it costs me more to make them. But the pendulum boards, I'm going to do what they call a pocket pendulum board. Because, you know, some people just like to shove something in their wallet or in their purse or in their pocket.
Because, you never know when you're going to need it or want it.
And then typically they have like a yes, no, or two actually yeses, two nos, two maybes. They have a different variety just depending on which or what exactly you want on them. The bigger pendulum boards can have like a degree. They can have different symbols like the zodiacs. They can have the, the moon phases. There's a lot of different ways you can create the larger pendulum boards. pendulum divination boards. So those, I'm actually working on my first one of those also, because I was concentrating more on the crystal grid boards. I actually very much enjoy making those. The show that I did was, like I said, in Kalamazoo. It was called the Spiritual Enlightenment Psychic Fair. And that was in December. That was the first one I'd ever been to. And I had my boards displayed, the crystal grids displayed, laying flat on the tables. Some of them were set up with the crystals on them, and some of them did not have them, so you could see the full designs of them. And I can't tell you how many times I had people come up and put their hands over the boards and feeling the energies from them, and how many compliments I got on the positive feel of the boards, the strength of the energy in the boards, just from recreating them. Excuse me. Because when I'm doing this, it's something that I absolutely love to do. Love to do it. I probably won't ever give it up. And then my intentions are all positive when I'm making the boards, so they have a positive, strong energy to them. And once again, I've had a lot of people read me because I like confirmation about everything. I'm a confirmation person. I can't help myself, but I like to have them be read. And they've all told me that I have a very strong, positive energy, and that I am capable of so many things that I haven't even tapped into yet. But to see people enjoy the boards like they did at the show in December, it made me feel really good about it. They, like holding their hands over, people are sensitive to the energies, and they were just fascinated by how positive these boards were and how detailed they are. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. These are things that these people are telling me. I'm not one to usually pat myself on the back, so...
But you have a good high energy about yourself, though, so I can see where they would get that from something that you created, that you put your time into, you put your energy into that. A little bit of you goes with each of these boards.
Exactly.
You know, and they can feel that, and that's, I think, even what drew me to these boards from the first time I saw them. They're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And they're all so unique. So I think if you're listening to this, and even if you don't use it, but you want one because they look cool as shit, get one from Jody, because of the fact that it's personalized. She'll put what you want on it, but she also, I don't know, to me they have a little bit of Jody in each board, clearly because she's making it, but she kind of takes your vision of things with her vision of things and finds that happy medium where everybody's happy with it, if that makes sense.
Satisfied.
Yeah,
content,
where you're happy with the product that you're giving somebody, and they're super happy because of the product that you presented to them. It may not be exactly maybe what they pictured, but they're like, okay, it's got a Jody twist to it. Okay. And then there's that exchange when you give that to them that I don't know, the whole energy thing's got me like, but you're giving them some of your energy. And I think that's just great. These boards are phenomenal. What she does with them. And while you're listening to this, go get on the Facebook. You can see the boards. I will take pictures of the boards after we are done recording, and then some of the video of these boards. This is one that called to me. Now, in the one corner, it's got the unicorn. That's what really, really called to me because, well, I love unicorns.
I have a tattoo on my shoulder.
They're unique. They're clearly mystical.
Pure love.
But they're absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And dragon.
That is a dragon. Right. You got a unicorn, a dragonfly.
Yes.
And the phoenix.
Phoenix, yes.
I love the phoenix. And here's another one. This one actually is the one I created for myself. It has phoenix, dragon, another phoenix, and another dragon, because those are like my power animals.
Okay.
My spirit animals. Most of my boards are also initialed, numbered, and dated when they were completed. So that's my board. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, the lighting. There you go. Lighting's better there. This one here has the elements, the earth, air, water, fire. And I've got two Egyptian ones. They're both a little different, both kind of similar.
Both super cool.
As you can see. There's that one. These are the ones that are completely done. And then there's that one. And I've also got a few, well, I can take the crystals off this. This is just another earth element one with a different crystal grid pattern.
Right.
I brought some along that are not completely done. This one is totally burned. You got your north, south, east, west. You got your wolf, a dragon, turtle, and then the phoenix once again. And to me, this felt like a compass pattern. That's why I put the north, south, east, and west on it.
Gorgeous.
This was all symbolisms of like psychic, the peace, the love, the triple goddess, your yin yang, tree of life.
Who doesn't love the
And here's the one Sarah wants to steal.
And this one.
Oh, and the moon phases.
Love
And
the moon
this
phases.
just reminded me of the universe. Sorry.
Yes.
And how things flow out there. That's why I put the moon phases with that one. Here's just a simple one. Actually, I have two simple ones that just have the crystal grids in the center. And none of the last few are stained or lacquered. And that's a couple things that I do. I have a couple different colors that I use for stain. If you want something other than what I have, and I can show you real quick here. This is the dark stain, and it is not lacquered. And this is the light stain, and it is not lacquered either. So there's the two stains that I have personally. If you want something else, you can tell me. One is like a cherry finish, and I want to say, I can't even remember the other one. It's just a lighter one than the cherry, but...
Well, we will for sure get you hooked up with, your webpage. We'll get you the Facebook page.
I'm working on those currently.
With all this, so you can put all those on there. People can see what's available out there.
Yep.
What you're capable of, because she's got, like I said, she's got to start doing like the pendulum boards, the Ouija boards, these other things, but these are just, they're phenomenal. Even if you don't use it, I don't know, there's something about these boards. I may never use mine, whichever one I decided to.
You should. They've got awesome energy.
But they do, and I can feel that just alone from that by itself without the crystals on it or trying to manifest something from it. They're beautiful. The craftsmanship that you've put in there is just phenomenal.
Thank you.
I can't express that enough. They're beautiful. You're going to go places with these. Like I said, I can't wait to see what else you add to these collections. So with that being said, she has just started, well, she hasn't just started making these. She's been making these for a year, but she made it a business for herself, which is awesome. So as supportive as all of our listeners are, and I know that because they're wonderful, I will keep stuff posted on Paranormal XL, how to contact Jody, get the boards, that type of thing, and add the new things as they're coming on. So whatever you put on your .com page that you
that I'm
come up with,
working on
your Facebook business page, that type of thing. We will link that up with Paranormal XL as well.
Yeah, my business name is called All I Am because I'm not just the creator of these boards. I am a paranormal investigator. I'm a Reiki healer. I do distance viewing, which is called remote viewing. There's just so many different things that I am capable of doing. I felt that the name All I Am would include all of that, and also it would include all of you that are gifted also, because it's not just about me, it's about you also. Nothing is ever just about me. Not in my world, anyway.
Aw, that's really sweet.
Well, thank you.
Oh my God. we're just
Tanya.
sitting here building each other up. That's great.
But yeah, the crystal grid boards, like she said, I started about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Spent a lot of time practicing on the boards. My very first board went to Mama Mary. And the reason being...
She uses often.
Yeah, she likes that board.
Uh-huh.
But I made it for her because she has helped me along my way so much. When I needed advice, when I needed somebody to bounce information off from, anything, she was there. She's listened.
A great go-to.
She is.
Sure.
She's funny as all get out. So
she is.
She's a lot of fun. She's a great person. She's got a lot of information, and she will help you. Well, okay, she helped me. She may not help you, but she helped me.
She introduced us.
Yep, she did. She did.
We had a connection. We won't get into that on here. Anyway, we did have a connection before. We just didn't know really about it. But.
Exactly, yep. But there was her and then a friend of mine, Susie. I gave her a board also for helping me along. And there was quite a few people. Like I said, Kristen Roberts and Rebecca Schmuck, the Motor City Medium. I gave her one, which was all specialized in llama because she likes llamas a lot.
Uh-huh.
Kristen, I made her a witch board.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It's not so much a Ouija board, but then again, it kind of is. And that was the first round one I made.
Okay.
So she's got an original all the way around because most of my boards are squared with round edges. So if you want something different, I will make it. I don't have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the pendulum boards, like I was saying, I can make the pocket ones. You'll have to tell me what size you want, or maybe I really haven't gotten into them a whole lot yet. I'm kind of deciding what size would be the best, and what thickness, what type of wood to use.
For sure.
But like I said, the full size ones are probably going to be the 12 by 12s, like my crystal grid boards. Mm-hmm. I might actually make those a little more oblong. Okay. So maybe like a 14 by 12.
Okay.
So they got a little bit different shape to them. The Ouija boards, like I said, I'm just getting ready to put together my first one. Yeah.
After this, I'll take you out and show you where I'm at with mine, actually.
Yeah. And then the planchettes will be done to match the Ouija boards. They will have a box to put your planchette in because, from my understandings, for what I know to be true, you are not to leave your planchette on the Ouija board after you've closed it down and said goodbye.
Okay.
Which is very important to do. You want to make sure you close up. Otherwise, you could be asking for
trouble. A
lot of trouble.
Yes.
Yep. And the specialized, the box to put the planchette in, and also don't leave your planchette on your board. Mm-hmm. So, but I am very much looking forward to doing more of the grid boards and just everything with the
creating something for people. It's great, and the energy
pendulum
that goes
boards.
into them.
Now, there are some people like myself. I don't really need a pendulum board because I know what my pendulum does. Mm-hmm. Like if I were to sit here, this is the pendulum I use the most. It has a name. I'm not going to tell you, but it has a name. But, okay, I'm going to rest my arm here. I'm going to show you. And I'm going to tell it to show me yes. It should show me a circle. And there you go. My arm's not moving, is it, Gigi?
Whoever the hell you are.
Okay, center. Center means to just kind of be still. This one doesn't like to be completely still for some reason, but show me no. Come on, show me bigger so they can see it. There you go. That's no. Back and forth, for me, back and forth in any direction is no. Circles are yes. Center means to be still. See, it doesn't like to be completely still. But
it's antsy.
That's kind of something with a pendulum when you're learning how to use them or connecting with them. Here's another one. This is an amethyst one. This one, when I'm out with people and they want to try one, I give them this one because it resonates well with just about everybody I've run into. I do have another one called Magic. It's black, and I believe that one's an onyx.
I want to say I've seen that one before.
Yeah, she is stubborn as all get out. But I have this roommate named Shannon, Miss Shannon Bennett, to be precise.
And she's your roommate?
Yeah, Shannon's my roommate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she lives with me. But that pendulum loves her, connects well with her, functions well with her.
Okay.
But you give it to somebody else and it's like, yeah, nope, sorry.
Nope.
I am not listening to you. But yeah, so she likes to get magic out and play with it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this one I carry in my bra daily.
She does. I don't even see her every day, and I know that.
I feel kind of naked without it.
Right?
That's like one of my witchy things.
I hear ya. Yeah. So, thank you, Jody, for being on this episode.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. Yeah. I love learning about the boards. I've been wanting to have you on for a while. Just life's been crazy,
Life
as
happens.
You know. It's holy crap. So we kind of come together when we can. Even as a crew, at the end of the day, if we got a little time at the end of our busy lives, that's when we come together. Right. It's just kind of how it works.
Well, if I'm not running around here in Michigan where I live, I'm running around in Illinois with the other paranormal team. So.
Exactly. So I can't
I'm not complaining about that. Not a bit.
Oh, heck no.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope to have you back on someday, which I'm
Absolutely.
sure you will.
Heck no. Why would I do
You're
that?
like,
No, I'm just
oh,
kidding.
yeah, about that, Gigi. Not going to
I
happen.
don't know.
But thank you for sharing your knowledge and whatnot with the crystals and the boards and stuff like that. It was I learned a lot. I knew that I loved your boards that you made.
Well, thank
However, I didn't completely understand the purpose of them.
It's manifestation.
And
what you put out there, the stronger you put it out there,
for sure.
the more you believe in what you put out there, the more likely it is to happen. Let me give just a quick for instance on this. Okay, last year, about this time, I was like, oh, God, if I could just get $5,000, I could catch everything up.
Yeah.
I just kept putting it out there. And one day, my dad shows up and my stepmom, and they come in. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, is everything okay? Like, yeah. We just wanted to give each one of you kids this. And he hands me this envelope. I'm like, okay, what's this? He said, well, open it up. And I open it, look, it's a bunch of money. I didn't know how much.
Right.
And I'm like, in shock. Is everybody okay? Are you okay? What's going on? Why are you doing this?
Right.
Why? What's going on? I was freaking out. And he says, nope, we just want to make sure each one of you kids has the same amount of money in case something happens to us. I'm like, but your guys are okay, right? And he's like, yeah, we're okay. Well, after he left, I sat down in my rocking recliner and I counted it. $5,000. I bawled.
Aww.
I'm like, I don't get this. This just happened. It's
right.
awesome.
Like, what in the hell?
But I had put it out there really strong because I had some stuff that needed to be paid and it came to me. I was like, that is cool.
Nice. That's an awesome story.
So you got to believe in what you're putting out there.
For sure. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I loved it too.
Yeah, you're like, hell yeah, dude.
Paid the bills.
That's right.
Got me a new snowblower.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, it is nice. It's so nice.
Where we live, everybody needs a snowblower. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Michigan.
For sure. All right. Well, all that being said, now, Jody, if you follow us or come to our events, Jody clearly comes with us because she is in the PXL crew. We do have some things coming up in this next year. But before I go to that, I want to read from 3 people that sent us some kind words over this week. And our listeners, not people. You guys are listeners, which means you guys are family and we love you. And this is what keeps me going with the podcast.
Cheers to them.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers to them. Yeah.
Ting.
To our listeners.
Listeners. And there are times where I get discouraged and I want to be like, you know what? I want to be done with this. But I have a lot more times where I'm like, man, I can't wait to record. I'm so pumped and research. And those times way outweigh the times that I'm feeling down. I don't want to say negative times, but there's times where I'm just kind of like, I'm tired. I need a break. And that's kind of essentially what happened last week, why we didn't put out an episode. Why we didn't put out an episode. I got a little sick, and I need people sometimes to remind me to take a break. That I get myself exhausted. I wasn't like full on with the flu. I don't exactly know what was happening, but I needed to rest, and I needed to put everything on pause for a little bit. So now we're back with everything. But when you guys post those nice things, whether it's through email, on the Facebook page, on the apps that you listen to the podcast on, we do certainly appreciate that. One of our loyal listeners, Lawrence Cook, put, thank you for the time that you put in. Your research of and sharing of interesting information is great. Thank you, Lawrence, for that. You are awesome. You're always really on top of the Facebook page and stuff, and we do notice that. And that even if it was just that one single listener, those comments like that would keep me going, talking into a microphone and taking everybody on my journey with me, because that's essentially what started this podcast. Was I want to start this journey. Everybody needs a Mama Mary to go to ask questions. And her and I have these conversations once a week anyway. So now why not record it for the people that don't have somebody to ask questions to?
There you go.
Because I ask off the wall questions that seem silly. Why would you even ask that type of questions?
Yeah.
But I believe that we're helping people. And I think that's great. And that's what we're out here to do. We got David. He said very nice, which... short, simple, sweet. Love it. I'll take it.
Absolutely. All positivity.
And Becky Jackson, she said, y'all make my work days better, with a bunch of explanations.
Sweet.
Yes, she's super sweet. She's interacted a few times. And thank you so much for that, Becky. Like, we will keep doing what we're doing and whatnot.
Appreciate you.
Yes. How can you not? These are people that I've never met face to face, but that we're helping people. Even if they're laughing their asses off
Yeah.
at us,
Yeah.
I'm down like 4 flat tires for that one. Like, hell yeah, they're laughing. They're having a good time. Even if it's them making fun of us.
Right.
I don't take offense to that because you're smiling,
That's right.
you know? And
what
that's
matters.
great. And you're happy. Exactly. So as always, keep a lookout for the events of Paranormal XL and where we will be at this year. There's a few different locations so far. As far as the investigations crew, we do have a couple bigger investigations. We will, I don't want to say talk about those, but I don't want to say advertise, but we'll put on Facebook about those a little more, the bigger locations like I was talking to you about. How do I call that? I keep on calling it a weeping willow because I have a weeping willow in my front yard. That's like my all-time favorite kind of tree.
I don't remember what you said.
Oh my God, it's down in Indiana, I think.
OFS hit. Yes, you said it was Indiana.
Willow's Weep.
There you go.
Willow's
There you
Weep
go.
is one of them. Jody will be going to Waverly.
Yeah, Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky.
Yep.
I am so excited. I'm going in April.
That is awesome.
And I am going with the other paranormal team.
Yes.
Parallel Paranormal.
That is awesome.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait. All the paranormal investigations, anything paranormal, psychic, and my energy goes through the roof.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
it. Oh my
For
God.
sure.
I just am
It's
pumped.
exciting. I'm happy for you.
I love what I feel and what I hear and what I see. And not just as an investigator, but as a psychic, I hear and see and feel different. I mean, the same as most people, your senses, but I have the extras. I hear things in my mind. I see things. God, I can't even explain how I see them.
It's beyond words.
It's amazing
Yeah.
to be able to see and hear and feel things like I do.
Mm-hmm.
I also, when I'm doing the psychic fairs, I've only actually done one. I've been to a few, and I've hung out with some people that were doing at one, reading or something. But on my own, I've only actually done one, and that was last December. Well, I also speak at that event, and I'm going to speak again on March 7th in Kalamazoo. It's the same one. It's just the next date. I speak about coming into your gifts and some of the things that you might go through.
Mm-hmm.
So if at any time anybody needs someone to talk to about things they're going through, questions they might have, look me up on Facebook. I'd be more than happy to try to help you through it. And if I can't help you, I know a lot of people that can.
Right.
A lot of people that can.
That's good.
So, because I remember at first feeling really overwhelmed with it and going,
who wouldn't? Yeah.
oh my God, what is
What is
this?
this?
What is this? Why can't I have all this right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to answer that right now because I know there's a lot of people out there coming into gifts and they're like, well, I just want it all right now.
You
Right
have to work
now.
for it, just like anything
You
that's
can't.
worth it in the end.
There's things that you have to learn
Mhm.
to get to that next step. If you don't learn them, the universe and the spirits
You're
are
going to
going
stay right where
to
you're
kick
at.
you right
Yeah.
back down that step and tell you, learn your lessons.
Yes.
Once you've learned them, it's like nothing. You just flow right to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So take the time, learn the lessons.
Yeah. For shizzle, my nizzle.
Yeah, baby, let's go. It's a lot
He's on
easier
it.
transition if you listen.
Oh,
Trust me on that
Yes.
one. Trust me on that one.
So, remember, you can email us about anything, even if it's bad, let us know. However, I want to hear good things.
There we go. Yeah, keep it positive.
Topic ideas,
Do that again.
locations, anything like that. Email us anything. paranormalxl@writeme.com and follow us on all social media. Outlets. Paranormal XL. That's our tag on any of them.
You're drinking another one, Sarah.
And we love you all. And remember, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Not ever.
There you go.
Come
that was
on,
almost
not
perfect.
ever.
Yay. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Have a good one.
This is